image that comes to mind to me is from the Buddhist tradition of the lotus blossom. If you know something about our work, we often find ourselves, having people reflect back on their past. But we always say that the reason you want to work on your story is to kind of find which part of your story is still affecting you, still telling you, and keeping you from feeling in balance. And, the image of the lotus blossom to me regarding how that affects your future is that we're all kind of working for an optimum future of things in balance, kind of homeostasis that may not be utopian, but it's neither utopian or dystopian. So whether that's your organization or, the culture around you, the community around you that, has problems that you want to solve, has things that have, followed the entropic dissolution process, and you end up with something that's useful, that's better than what you had before. I think, to me, the future is about being in a better, more balanced place, environmentally, socially, politically, and organizationally. The lotus blossom, for me, is about balance. And as we talk about this question of where storytelling is going, and in a sense, where our cultures are going, as we, move through this era of the 21st century, I think, anything we're trying to do is to find the right balance between all of these pressures on us in modern living. And I still sort of prefer it as a settling image, against all of the speed and the sort of noise of the digital etheria that we live inside. I like something that's kind of quiet and organic. Well, speaking as an American, the civic institutions, the public institutions, seem to be at impasses around the major issues of the day. Problems that need to be solved aren't being solved. And I think there's sort of a background noise, and maybe we always live with a noise of the context of society's many, many, many problems. But right now, the sense that we're not moving towards solutions, we all need some stories that kind of bridge these tensions, the conflicts. We need stories where people are talking to each other, not at each other. And for me, storytelling's always about building that bridge between very different kinds of people and allowing us, the kind of social cohesion or understanding that makes a society thrive. There's one part of me that's very interested in scenario and speculative writing, whether that's speculative writing in the formal spaces like science fiction or something like that, or it's the sort of aspirational view of yourself moving forward, talking about a change that you want in yourself or that you want in the organization that you're working for. That sense of aspiration is what I think of beyond, the current moment, looking forward into the future. And I do think there are aspirations around story and storytelling that we have, that it's more central to our culture, and that we have, a sort of the humanist part of our culture come out through story. Well, like any good gathering, you want there to be ideas that run into each other and that they synthesize new ideas out of, learning from each other's approaches, learning from each other's experiences. Again, I am someone who tends to work in the civic sectors, in nonprofit in context in the United States, with schools, with government organizations, with NGOs. I know a lot of people who are probably coming to join us at Beyond Storytelling are people that tend to work in the commercial sector, and I've always enjoyed the conversations about the problem solving within, corporate or business structures, relative to the kind of problem solving we're doing in the civic and nonprofit sector.
Mm-hmm.
So that conversation alone and new ideas that come from that conversation are what excites me the most.